Welcome again to the Product Management View webinar series. Just a reminder to everyone that the upcoming Software Marketing Perspectives Conference in Boston on May 23rd to 25th is coming up. Please get more information at www.smpevent.com. For today's webinar, I'm happy to introduce Rick Chapman, who will be talking to you today about the impact of SaaS on product management. This webinar will address how the spread of the SaaS business model impacts the role of product management and what product managers working for SaaS firms can expect. Your speaker, Rick Chapman, is the author of the Product Marketing Handbook for Software and In Search of Stupidity, Over 20 Years of High-Tech Marketing Disasters, as well as the SIIA's U.S. Software Distribution Guide. Rick has worked and consulted in the industry for a wide variety of software and high-tech firms such as IBM, Novell, Microsoft, Sun, and many others. His latest book is the second release of In Search of Stupidity, released this autumn. So today, to speak to you about the impact of SaaS on product management, I'd like to introduce Rick Chapman. Take it away, Rick.
Hi. Thanks very much for attending this seminar. I'd like to first begin just give you a little background on myself in terms of my product management bona fides. I first became a product manager when working for a company called MicroPro, which at the time was the publisher of a product called WordStar, which some of you may have heard. And it was as a product manager for both WordStar and WordStar 2000 that I saw the company destroy itself over an amazing product positioning mistake, which I document in Search of Stupidity. Third chapter, if you're in product management, it makes great reading. I want to also preface this webinar by letting you know that I'm the editor of SoftLetter, which is a twice-monthly newsletter that discusses all aspects of running a software business. And in that capacity, I went up to the BPMA in October of 2006 to give a presentation on this topic, the impact of SaaS and product management. I have to tell you that at the time, I was a little bit disappointed by the turnout. I'd spoken at the BPMA before. I usually expected to get between 70 to 100 people. This time I only got 30. And I looked at the audience and said, SaaS is an interesting topic. It's, in many respects, a quiet tsunami which is sweeping across the industry. I asked, how many people are there, selling a SaaS product? How many people there are considering it? How many people understand what SaaS is? And surprisingly few hands went up. And I looked at them and I said, you've got about 2.5 years to understand what's happening. Otherwise, at the end of those 2.5 years, many of you are going to be working in food courts. And while that was a somewhat humorous statement, it's not completely, because as I said, SaaS is impacting the software industry in a way that we haven't seen probably since the introduction of Windows 3.0 in 1990. Quick introduction to SoftLetter. As I said, twice monthly. These are some of our publications: the SoftLetter SaaS Handbook, Financial Handbook, a SoftLetter Open Source Report. I do have a special offer for you at the end of this presentation. You can find out more about SoftLetter at www.softletter.com. These just happen to be covers of my books. The one on the right is the Japanese version of In Search of Stupidity. The book has been translated into Korean, Polish, German, several other languages. That's the Japanese version, and I have no idea why I picked that cover. They sure didn't ask me. Okay. Let's get into the presentation. Let's first discuss what happened to the early SaaS model. In Search of Stupidity, in both editions, I discussed the launch and explosion on the launching pad of what was then called the ASP model. And this occurred between 1999 and 2001. And the reason why the early ASP model did not ignite and take off, despite the billions of dollars that were pumped into it by various now much poorer VC firms, is because it did not follow what I've come to describe as a disruption model. And let's just go through this quickly, because while it explains a great deal of what happened to the ASP model, many of you may find it useful as you look at other industries which are supposedly undergoing or about to undergo disruption. For the disruption model to take effect, there have to be certain pillars in place. There has to be an idea for change. And in the case of SaaS,